Welcome back to another episode of the Canadian Watch Monkey, and today I'm going to be talking about the newly released 38mm Hamilton Murph. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the Murph watch, this is all going to sound pretty straightforward to you. The Murph watch was introduced in the movie called Interstellar. Fantastic movie. It's about time travel, fourth dimension, and that type of thing. And if you haven't seen the movie, even if you're not into the Hamilton Murph, it's a great movie. It stands on its own, but it makes the watch so cool to own. They had two Hamilton watches in there, and one was called the Murph, and it was named after the gentleman's daughter. But anyway, and her name was Murph. Duh. When the original Murph watch came out, it was done in 42mm, and many people felt it was too large. And I would tend to agree. I actually owned the 42mm Murph, and I wound up keeping it for about 6 months, and then moved it along simply because I just felt it was too big and didn't look right on my 7-inch wrist. And but otherwise, I really did like the styling on the watch. It's a pretty nice looking watch for sure. Kind of a military, can be a little bit dressy, you know, definitely has a retro vibe to it. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go take a look at one. You'll probably be able to see the 42 and the 38 next to each other, so you can try them both on. If you've got larger wrists, then you'll be fine with the 42. Like if you're, I would say, 7.5 inches plus, you're going to really like the 42. The 38 would probably present a little bit small on the wrist. But if you're an average size wrist like myself, around that 6 3/4, 7-inch, the 38mm is going to be a better fit. Now, keep in mind with the new 38mm, obviously they shrunk the case down, but it retained the original width. So the watch presents a little bit chunky on the wrist than the original 42. And the other thing that they did not put on the new 38mm is on the seconds hand, on the original one, they had in Morse code written Eureka. And that was kind of a little bit of an Easter egg for those of you that are fans of the movie and so on. But yeah, it would have been kind of nice if they actually did that again, but they didn't. But they did add AR coding, which is really nice because a lot of people would always complain about many of the Hamilton watches not having AR coding, anti-reflective coating. So it's going to be a little bit better under less than perfect lighting conditions. So you can still read the time relatively easy in where there would be glare. But anyway, I'll flip the camera around now and I'll show you the Hamilton watches that I have that are similar to the Murph, and they are 38mm, and you'll see how they wear on my 7-inch wrist. So anyway, let's flip the camera around. All right, so we've got the camera flipped around, obviously. So here are the 3 Hamilton Khaki Fields that I own. This one here is a quartz. This is the hand wind mechanical, and this one is the automatic. And this is the one that's going to be closest to being like the Murph. And these are all 38mm watches. I'll quickly show you the case backs. Okay, this one's got a display case back, as does the Murph. This is a closed case back, screw down. And this one is as well, screw down. And yeah, I'm not going to bother taking that off the NATO. But anyway, all beautiful watches. All right, so the decision that you're faced with is it worth the extra money for the Murph? Now, the Hamilton Khaki automatic here can be bought brand new for around $600 Canadian. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. And this is considered by many as one of the best value watches you can get out there. That and the hand wind one. can see these look a little bit different because I've got them both on the original bracelets. But yeah, you can't go wrong for the money for this watch. It's a great value. With Hamilton, you're getting great brand, very good quality. And the nice thing is, if you want to get rid of it later on down the road for whatever reason, you can quite easily and recoup a lot of your money back, especially if you bought it used. I picked this one up a while back for, I think it was around $350, $400. Same thing. This was actually cheaper. This was about $250. This was a few years ago. These have both gone up in value. And the quartz I actually got on eBay for, it was $100, which was a crazy good deal. And that's a beautiful watch. But now I would say this one here is probably worth about $300. This one here probably on bracelet now, though, it's going to be worth a little bit more. I would say around $4 to $5. Same thing with this one here, between $4 and $5 on the used market. But anyway, you can get these brand new. If you look around and you get it on sale, you can get this for around that $550 mark. I doubt it would be on bracelet, but it would be on a nice leather strap. Kind of. The Hamilton straps aren't the best, the leather ones. But anyway, back to what I wanted to concentrate on was, is it worth the extra money? Now that's the question that you need to ask yourself. For me, paying almost double is, I think, a little bit much. Like I said, this full MSRP is about $650. The Murph in the 38 is about $1140, so $1,140. That's a good chunk of change for a watch that's basically the same. It's going to have the same movement. I think they've upgraded the movements now in the Hamiltons, where the spring is made of some sort of silicone or whatever rather than metal. And they have AR coating now, which is kind of nice. The Hamiltons are notorious for having quite glare. I'll just show you. So it picks up glare from the lights in that, and it's sometimes can be a little bit hard to read. Not terrible, mind you, but it can be a little bit hard to read. Yeah, for me personally, I wouldn't pay the extra, not at the moment. I would probably wait out for another year or so, wait till the hype is kind of toned down a little bit, and then you could probably pick one up at a decent price. But that being said, the 42 millimeter Murphs are holding their value. Back then they were about $1,000, and on the used market there, I think they're about $800. I doubt you can find a Hamilton Murph for under 800 Canadian. You might. I haven't checked recently on eBay. By the way, if you guys want to know what the real world prices are on watches, go to eBay, go to completed listings that have sold, and search there, and you can see what the watches are going for. That way you have an idea if you're going to be overpaying for something, or if you're trying to sell something, maybe you'll be able to ask a reasonable sell price on the watches. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so that's what you need to ask yourselves. Is it worth the extra money for the Murph? Now, the Murph dial is actually the Hamilton Khaki Field Pioneer. If you search that, I actually put a picture in the very beginning of this video of some of the watches, and you'll see one that looks very similar to the Hamilton Murph dial. It is a Hamilton Murph dial pretty much, except it's a no date now with the Murph. On the Hamilton Khaki Field Pioneer, it has a date, which kind of does wreck the look of it a little bit. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I just wanted to see, your thoughts, what you guys think. Do you think it's worth the premium to pay that extra, almost double for the Murph? Or are you going to wait it out? Or do you think it's just a waste of time and you just wind up getting one of these? Like I said, these watches here, you just can't go wrong. Phenomenal watch, phenomenal price. This is actually one of the watches I recommend to my friends if they're looking into getting into watches, is the Hamilton Khaki Field Auto or the hand wind. Oh, by the way, today I'm wearing my Steinhardt, and this is, of course, is kind of a homage watch to the Rolex Submariner. I'll just pop that off wrist. And It's a good looking watch. I'll be doing a review on this as well shortly. Oh, you know what I should do is I'll just pop this on wrist for you guys so you can see what a 38 millimeter case diameter looks like on a 7-inch wrist. So I'm just going to zoom back out for you guys so you can see in all its glory. So there you go. So that's what it looks like on a, sorry about all the glare. Damn, that's bad. Let's see if I can do something there for you. But yeah, so I think that's a perfect fit, especially if, nowadays my taste has changed to a little bit smaller watches. Loving the 36 to 38 size. I used to not even look at 42 and under. 42 was kind of my sweet spot before, but nowadays I'm getting a little older. I'm kind of appreciating the more smaller sizes. But anyway, that's it. That's a wrap. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to the Canadian Watch Monkey. Your support is greatly appreciated. And as you know, I just finally crossed over that 1,000 subscriber. And I will be doing a giveaway shortly. I just haven't figured out exactly what I'm giving away, if it's going to be a watch or if it's going to be some straps. Something not too big, but nothing cheap either. You know, I don't want to be that cheap guy. Nobody does. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. All right. So that's it. I'll just show this watch again one more time. And that's the hand wind. And by the way, these watches look very different when they're on strap. You can see this is pretty much the same watch, and they look completely different when it's on strap. They actually look smaller. They look a little bit bigger when they're on a bracelet. Anyway, bye-bye, guys. Take care.